All right, thank you so much for joining us. I'm meteorologist Trevor Birchett. Time now is about 3:47 on this Sunday afternoon. Thought I'd hop on and give you a little bit of a weather update here. Of course, we just had that tornado watch that was issued for Memphis and the entire Mid-South. That is going to go until 11 p.m. today. I did want to start you out with a live look outside. This is from Midtown Memphis on the roof of Southern College of Optometry. We're looking back toward downtown now, and so far things are fairly quiet. We did have a little bit of rain earlier. That did bring some showers to parts of the Mid-South, but for the most part, Memphis itself has kind of cleared out just a little bit, at least for right now. Some areas might even see a couple of peaks of sunshine. I did want to pull up here the Facebook comments. If you're watching on Facebook, I will have your comments pulled up. If you have any questions or anything you want to know, I'll try to keep an eye on those as we go through this weather update. But yes, tornado watch is in effect for Memphis and all of the Mid-South. Those are those areas in yellow. That is going to go until 11 p.m. tonight. Now, I know there has been a little bit of confusion with this tornado watch because we've been talking about the biggest threats today. We're going to be the hail and the wind gusts, not so much the tornado risk. So there have been some questions of, well, why is there a tornado watch then? So the thing is, these watches come from the Storm Prediction Center. They're in Norman, Oklahoma, and they are in charge of issuing all of these weather watches. And yes, it is still true. The biggest concern today is going to be the high wind gusts and especially the hail. But there is a low tornado potential. It is a very low risk, the tornado potential. But what they see is anytime there's even a slight risk of a tornado, they're going to go ahead and go with the tornado watch instead of the thunderstorm watch. So our forecast has not changed. We're still thinking hail and high wind gusts will be the biggest concerns today, but there is at least a low risk of a tornado. That's why that tornado watch is in place. But the tornado watch also covers the hail and the wind threat. Here's the radar as it stands at 3:49. There are a couple of showers out there and a couple of storms that are already trying to develop. We have some mainly light rain through North Mississippi right now. One little cell already trying to get going near Oxford, just to the north of Oxford, between Oxford and Abbeville up towards Sardis Lake. That's pushing off to the east. But the storm I'm really watching right now is coming into northern Cross County and southern Poinsett County. This is going to be out toward Cherry Valley, north of Wynn on Highway 1. There's no watches, or there's no warnings with this, I should say. Of course, there is that tornado watch out. But this is really the first storm that's already gotten going. So we're going to watch to see, because this could pose the potential for some high wind gusts and some hail over the next little bit. This is moving to the east at about 45 to 50 miles an hour. That's going to put it in Cherry Valley at 408, Bird Eye at 413, Twist, that's right on the Crittenden Cross County line at about 427, Marked Tree at about 435 as it continues eventually out toward Osceola and even up toward Turl, Arkansas. So that's kind of the first storm of the day. It is going to continue to intensify, and we expect more storms to develop. That's because we have plenty of storm energy. This is kind of the fuel that the storms need to turn severe. There is plenty of it, and it is also increasing. So this first storm, I expect it to strengthen more. I also expect more storms to develop. The Storm Prediction Center is on board with that. Most, if not all, of the Mid-South in that level 2 out of 5 severe weather risk. Those are the areas in yellow. So this is a lower risk than what we've seen with the last couple of severe weather events. Those were kind of 3 or 4s. But there is still a potential, if a storm can find your neighborhood, again, for the hail and the high wind gusts. Those are my two biggest concerns. Could see some 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts. Some of these storms could really produce some decent hail. So now is a great time to go ahead and move that car in the garage or the carport if you can, because I would not be surprised if some of these storms really drop some hail, possibly over quarter size. Notice your tornado threat. It is minimal today. That is not something we can completely rule out. It's the middle of March. It happens this time of year. That's why that tornado watch is out, but it is a low risk. The bigger concern could be the wind and the hail today. Here's the hour-by-hour radar. It already shows some of those showers popping up. They will intensify and kind of grow in coverage. You saw right about 6 or 7 p.m. those storms started to pass through Memphis. So it's going to be an hour or two more before they get here. But again, once they do, they could produce high wind gusts and hail. Most, if not all of this, will be out of here by about 10 o'clock, and those storms will continue to move out. Will be dry and sunny by the time you wake up early tomorrow morning. Of course, you can stay up to date with the latest on the ABC 24 app. That is a totally free download for iPhone and Android. Many of you probably watching us on there right now. But if you don't have the app already, download it. Just search ABC 24 in your App Store and Google Play. We'll keep the updates coming there. And of course, if the situation gets serious enough, we'll hop on TV and the live stream to cover those storms. Again, the biggest issue today going to be some hail and high wind gusts now through 10 p.m. Keep an eye on the radar, and if I were you, I would try to move my car in that garage. Our next scheduled update, going to be at 5 p.m. for ABC 24 News at 5. Of course, if news breaks before that, I'll be right here. Stay with us through the rest of the evening.